Hello and welcome to Nightly Nerds. I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.
And we're playing Shovel Knight.
And we're going to visit the ever so illustrious and golden-clad Queen Knight.
I don't know why I'm saying it that way, but Shovel Knight.
For chivalry.
Rated R.
All right, so start a level. You wouldn't think there's something back here.
Oh!
Oh, don't want to break my only way of getting over there. Oh, and this is the whole reason we bought the fishing rod.
Ah.
So we can get these sparklies in these little pits. And wait for it. Yeah. Golden trout.
Golden trout. I haven't gone fishing in so long. I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to go fishing.
You're going to go fishing?
I'm going to go fishing.
Who are you going to go fishing with?
Probably I should get my license and go on my own.
Oh, okay.
My fishing buddy doesn't live here anymore.
Yup.
Sad.
Sad.
I miss you, Alex.
I love. The soundtrack is just so amazing.
I'm sure there's probably some non-MIDI versions of it too, huh?
Yeah, there are like 10 million different remixes of it that people will do. They will do like their own instrumental versions.
Yeah.
And just even chiptune, it's just so good.
I missed him again.
Nope. Either way, I get his gold. Could technically farm him for... Nope, never mind, that's right. Alright.
Hey, we're gonna let that happen. Yeah, so Hugh Hefner, he's dead, and death's been a lot on my mind. Now there's the Hurricane Harvey, and then there's Irma, and it's like Mary coming now or something. I don't know.
Something.
And but you know, and Hugh Hefner died, and then another one for me is my grandfather passed, which is very. That's why we haven't recorded.
Yeah, it's why our sessions feel a little different at the moment because normally we record every week, but
we had a gap go by here.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy because now there's the sad part. You miss your pop. You know, I was close with my grandpa, and I miss him. And there's also there's that other side, that kind of selfish side. Like now I have to confront my own mortality.
Yeah.
Like there's my grandfather died. I have one grandparent left, and then there's that other side of things. It's like and then that means my parents are gonna die, and it means my older siblings are gonna die. And that means I'm going to die. My aunts and uncles are going to die. People are going to... Death is real, and it's going to happen, and I don't know what it is. But actually, okay. But it's just kind of weird. Like, I'm in this comfort mode. All I want to do is make fast food. I don't want to cook. I don't want to... I should sit down and work on a logo. No, I'm just going to not. I'm going to play League of Legends. Because that relieves stress.
You might want to turn your mic a little bit.
Am I a little quiet?
It's a little hard to hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
There you go. That's much better.
But so it's just crazy, how that works. And then there's all those other things. There's like family issues. Like everybody comes around and we're like, oh, we're so sad together. And then Grandpa dies, and then there's a funeral. And then it's like, oh, did you see what she was wearing?
Oh yeah, that always
that
just generic talk with family.
Oh, can you believe what they said at the luncheon? I mean, like Grandma was right there. That kind of stuff. Like, oh, what are we gonna do with this and that? And who has this thing? Where did it go? All that kind of stuff starts happening. And you need to back off and quit being a dubba, and you need to and all the true colors start coming back out.
Yeah,
it lasted a few days. The politeness or whatever. But now
I just noticed that she has like little slack pants instead of. Oh, sorry. I'm just noticing little nuances of the gender swap.
Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, like you could normally see Shovel Knight's legs because then you could bounce.
Oh, okay.
Up and down, but like she's like wearing that kind of like armor skirt.
Okay.
Yeah, like when because my dad was like really sick. For those who don't know, lots of people who don't know. Oh crap! Now I gotta start all over. But yeah, he got really sick. He had like
liver. Yeah, he was on death's door.
There was like one point after Christmas, he was just so unresponsive that we took him. Like I forced my mom. Like I had to pretty much just like twist her arm to do this because she was not going to do it. But I told her to call 911 and get an ambulance down here and take him to the hospital. And I'm pretty sure if I wasn't so adamant about it, things could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
But I had to deal with that, like dealing with your mortality and whatnot, because like I'm young. I'm the accident of the family.
Yeah, you're the baby.
I'm the youngest of 4 with 9, 10 large numbers between my siblings, and
Well, your sibling right above you is what, 6, 7 years older than you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 4, and the three oldest above me are just like very clustered together, like a normal family age should be between kids.
Yeah.
And I'm just between the oldest and the youngest is 10 years.
Yeah.
And so my dad and my mother are fairly aged. Don't want to say old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had to deal with the mortality of like I could lose my father, and pretty much almost did. If he did not go to the hospital at that point, the doctor said he would have died.
That's crazy.
And like
even then, he was still not out of hot water, right?
no, he was like for 3 months after that we had to sit. He was just pretty much on needles and fluids and tubes up until they had a liver for donation, or not donate, for transplant. That's the word I'm looking for just like the longest time until like they actually said yes, you can have this one, because they said yes and then they said no and then they said yes and then they said no, back and forth for a long time. Granted, they were being thorough and safe, and I appreciate it, but it was just like, come on, you're toying with people's heads here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was rough.
You know what?
Very, very rough.
Yeah, and luckily I haven't had to go through any of that close yet. This is my grandfather. I had a grandfather die when I was young, and my grandmother too. Both died when I was pretty young. I mean, not old enough to know what was going on. Obviously, with the first and the second one, I knew him, but I wasn't as close.
Yeah.
My grandfather just passed. I was really close to him, and he was an integral part of my whole life.
Yeah.
And so this, and it was also, there's other things, it was watching someone go who was generally strong, healthy my whole life, like.
Yeah, who was pretty much like the epitome of a strong male figure.
I mean, he was the cowboy. He was that whole with horses and all that stuff, and he wore the boots, he had the hat, and he was strong, and he worked outside. He worked every day of his life. Pretty much, even when he was tired, he still worked.
Yeah.
But, and then he just couldn't do it anymore. And it was over the last 5 to 6 years, and he deteriorated, and then this last year, it was just like he dive bombed.
Yeah.
And that was hard. That was the hardest part, I think. That's where, like, when they do pass, you're like, oh, it's good. It's good they're gone, because they're not suffering anymore. They're not, I mean, it was so insane, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And that sucked, but still, even then, it wasn't my father, and I wasn't there for all of it. I didn't live there. I had a cousin who was. They lived there with them. They were helping out. They were helping grandma out and stuff, and they had to watch those last few months. And that's
yeah. And taking care of someone, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of stress, especially like if you're taking care of someone else as a job and it's not immediately your family, it's probably much easier. It's still very difficult, but there's the added stress of when it's a family member.
Well, yeah, I was listening to like NPR or something. They were talking about end of life care, or caring for terminally ill, or even just people who are indigent.
Mr. Griffin. Oh, ouch.
And how it's so easy to end up being as an abuser.
Yeah.
When you are taking care of, I mean, I'm not saying that, but just you get angry and frustrated, and they're angry and frustrated, and it can lead to
a lot,
a lot of bad things. And I can totally see that sometimes. Like, and I don't know what's going to happen with my parents someday, but you know, if one of them is angry and frustrated because they can't do something, and you're angry and frustrated because you're trying to help them and they're making it difficult for you or whatever, you know. I mean, I've got a special needs nephew, and it's hard. It's very hard. I love him to death, but there are times where there's nothing you can do. You can't make him happy. You can't fix whatever the problem is because he can't tell you, and it's just frustrating for everybody.
Entirely so. Like, taking care of my dad, there were so many times where it's just like,
you gotta just leave the house.
I had to leave the house, or if not, I was gonna explode on him for like the 10 millionth time, because he doesn't know how to handle his anger, and if he gets me riled enough far enough, I don't know how to handle my anger. I'm a pretty well, like, anger managed kind of person.
Yeah, you're true. You're laid back.
I used to. I've
actually never seen you get angry.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was angry all the time.
We weren't close then, so maybe that's why.
I was pretty much just like my brother and my dad.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But I'm just like, I met someone when I was like 17, and he was just a very chill dude, and I later found out that he was a pretty big pot smoker. But he was
that helps.
He was never like that, like,
yeah,
in your face pot smoker.
He just was.
He did it, and he was a big sports guy. And he'd end up talking to me just like, he's like, you know, you lose 100% of the battles when talking to people or dealing with people when you let them trigger an emotion from you. And I'm like, that's true. Like, I have the power to let someone get angry over, to let someone.
When you're the one that loses control.
Yeah. So if I'm getting angry in the situation, just, you know, either say you don't care or remove yourself from the situation. Because if you don't care about something, an emotion cannot trigger you.
Yeah.
It can't set you off.
Well, that's like and that's kind of what happened in politics. It's gone. I mean, it's always kind of been this way, but recently it's not about facts. It's not about fixing this or doing that. It's just about emotion.
Yeah.
It's about triggering each other. It's about making that person angry, or, you know, or just showing your disgust and anger or whatever, being upset with somebody. You know, choosing to be offended.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing. You know, it's just the whole. It sickens me.
Yeah. But on that note, I think we'll have to end this episode here.
All right. So this is Shovel Knight that we're playing.
Yep.
A like, comment, and subscribe.
Tell us if you've been enjoying it. Give us some feedback. Let us know. And, you know, if you have any ideas for stuff for stuff for us to play. And we'll hopefully move our way towards that. But as always, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you in the next episode.
I'm Tote.
And I'm Ginger.